really sort of form up the second wave. The first one, as I said already, was more like death metal, blended with different influences. And at the same time, there was sort of much stronger national and local focus in terms of the narrative of the band, and really following the rather similar traits of black and folk metal scenes all around the world. Gina talked about roots metal and whatever was termed. This really the same thing was also taking place in the 90s in Estonia. And there were lots of Scandinavian influences. Many of the people, they sort of explicitly were talking about how they admired the Norwegian scene and how they sort of not totally copied, but really wanted to make like sort of Estonian version of the black metal. And further on in the early 2000s, of course, one big thing that happened in the Estonia was that at the same time the country was sort of internationalizing very rapidly, and 2004 they were sort of became part of the European Union, which was sort of politically also one big step. But again, there was promising start, and especially black metal flourishing, and some other styles also were sort of picking up. But again, there was sort of very serious downturn in late 2000s, especially. There was the global financial crisis, for example, that hit very hard Estonia, and there was a lot of discussions about that. It actually had a very practical impact on the metal scene as well, because many of the people who went to see the gigs in Estonia were surprisingly young males, and suddenly they were sort of losing their jobs. Actually, many of the young Estonians went to Finland to do some construction work, so there wasn't actually any more enough audience for the gigs happening. And of course, for the bands, nobody was then organizing any gigs anymore, so they were not able to perform. So again, that's a lot of bands started to disband and really started to sort of do some other things in their lives. And in particular, this changed the prospects of many black metal bands, because to start with, of course, it wasn't a huge scene. So and even they sort of went almost totally away. Many of the bands sort of disbanded, and actually recently they have sort of restarted playing, many of them. And also at the same time, already before